factor. Who thought poetry could be this popular? Let me introduce the judging panel. Well, I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Rose Drew. I'm a poet and an archaeologist, and I normally work with human skeletons.
My name's Kate Fox, and I have the weird job of performing and writing poems for a living, and I consider myself to be the Sharon Osbourne of this judging panel, which means maybe if you're impressive enough, I might cry, or laugh, or have plastic surgery right in the middle of the gig.
Hello, good evening. My name is Mike Barfield. I'm a writer, poet and a cartoonist as well. And tonight I'm looking forward to all of you out there turning Ryedale into Ryedale. Thank you very much.
See, they really are poets. What about that? Let's get on with the show. So, can I have West Heslington?
Dinosaur by Jean Kenward. Who's that knocking at my door? Can it be a dinosaur? Dinosaurs are huge and grand, leaving footprints on the land, as big as anything can be. I hope it isn't after me, or nosing round to find a treat of something extra nice to eat. I hope he hasn't come to say, dinosaur, please go away.
Boys, what a great start. I love the energy. I love the way you were together. And I like your little bit of movement. I think we've got a bit of a boy band in the making here. In about 20 years' time, watch out for these four. Fantastic, well done. Let's give them a round of applause as they step off West Heslington. Now, we have Welburn Hall School.
What excitement, what discourage, finding a label in a hurry. Mother shouting from the stairs, have you got your socks in pairs? Have a sack full to the brim, clothes all folded, neat and trim.
Round each neck is tied with leather to tell and Joan and who is Mabel.
Well, Welburn Hall, I love it, and I love the costumes. That's a lot of hard work that went into that. Thank you.
And now we have Terrington Primary School.
16 strategies for surviving silent reading. By Lisa Lawrence. Write a letter to your mum. See how many times you can collect your bum. Add up the numbers of words on a page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to work out your teacher's age. Practice telepathy with a mate. Make a list of things you hate. School. Teaching kids. Pull the funniest face you can. Fold your bookmark into a fan. Imagine yourself as a grizzly bear. Have a go at teasing your hair. Think of the funniest joke you know. Attempt to wiggle your little toe. Count the hairs in your teacher's nose. Close your eyes and take a dump. Scare your friends with your scariest look. And yet, you can always read a book. Yeah.
Nice one, Terrington. I thought you were a really brilliant team. I love the way that you helped each other out when you needed to help each other out. That was really, really good because it kept the flow going, and you spoke really well in time. And you were funny. You were so funny you almost cracked my Botox. Well done.
And our next group up has come all the way from Sutton-on-Derwent, wherever that is. How excited!
The Jumping Game by Steve Turner. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. We jump the rope, we jump it out, we jump up high, we jump jump in 1, we jump in 2, we jump the lights, we jump in the queues. 1, 2, 3, 4, we jump for joy, we jump again, we jump along the jumping game. 1, 2, 3, 4, we jump and go, we jump and learn, we jump and twist, we jump and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, we jump for gigs, we jump for gigs, we jump again, we jump along the jumping game. 1, 2, 3, 4, we jump for gold, we jump for free, we jump from A, we jump to B, jump for fun, we jump again, we jump along the jumping game.
I love that. That had me inside, jumping for joy. For a start, it's 3 lads up here doing it. You chose a very rhythmic song. You can't just stand there and not perform that. You performed it, you gave it everything. That was a very good performance. Thank you very much. Excellent.
And now we have, all the way from Malton, St. Mary's.
We're the Year 5 boys. We are the coolest class in school. We don't raise a smile, we don't make fuss. There's no one as cool as us. We stand in the playground, we talk about stuff. We walk very slowly because we are tough.
Sort of the kind, we are nobody's fool. We're the Year 5 boys, and
We are the cool.
Boys, I think you are cool. That was great. I love the way you took your time at the beginning and, you know, put your hoods up and you really went for that poem. Well done, I love that. Brilliant. Thank you, St. Mary's. And now we have St. Benedict's.
The Cow by Roald Dahl. Please listen while I tell you now about the most fantastic cow. Miss Milky Daisy was her name, and when, aged 7 months, she came to live with us, she did her best to look the same as all the rest. But Daisy, as we all could see, had some kind of deformity, a funny sort of bumpy lump on each side of the rump. Now, not so very long ago, these bumpy lumps began to grow, and 3, or maybe 4 months later, I stood there, an enthralled spectator. These bumpy lumps burst wide apart, and out there came, I crossed my heart, of all the wondrous, marvellous things, a pair of gold and silver wings. A cow with wings? A flying cow? I'd never seen one up till now. Oh, Daisy dear, can this be true? She flapped her wings and up she flew. Most gracefully she climbed up high. She fairly whizzed across the sky. You should have seen her dive and swoop. She even did a loop-the-loop. Of course, almost immediately, her picture was on live TV, and millions came each day to stare at Milky Daisy in the air. They shouted, "Jeepers creepers, wow, it really is a flying cow!" They laughed and clapped and cheered and waved, and all of them were well behaved, except for one quite horrid man, who sounded quite Italian. This fellow standing in the crowd raised up his voice and yelled aloud, "That silly cow! Hey, listen, Daisy, I think you're absolutely crazy." Unfortunately, Daisy heard quite clearly every single word. "By gosh!" she cried, "what awful cheek! Who is that silly foreign freak?" She dived using all her power. She got to 60 miles an hour. "Balls gone!" she cried. "Take that!" she said, and dropped a cowpat on his head.
I loved that. Now that was proper choreography, wasn't it? You worked together. I really liked it. You each had a good part, and I saw some really good acting skills too. That was really, really good. It was marvelous. Thank you very much.
It is Sedrington now.
Registration by Alan Allberg. Emma Hackett.
Here, miss.
Billy McBone.
Here, miss.
Derek Drew.
Here, miss.
Margaret Thatcher.
Nella, here, miss.
Long John Silver.
Here, miss.
Al Capone.
Racketeer, miss.
Isambard Kingdom Brunel.
Engineer, miss.
Davy Crockett.
Wild frontier, miss.
Frank Bruno.
for you, miss.
Count Dracula. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Next door, miss. Dentist. The Invisible Man. Nowhere, miss. Almighty God. Everywhere, miss. Tarzan. Miss. Sleeping Beauty. Miss.
I think you performed that so beautifully. I felt like there were so many jokes in there. Some of them may have gone over the heads of some people in the room who were possibly under 20. And I suspect, and I love the political satire in the middle, some of you will have heard that, that was genius. I would like to see you lot doing a full-length sketch show. I think you would be absolutely fantastic at that. Well done, Cedric.
And now we have Rillington Primary School.
Air raid shelters down and back, bombs exploding back to back. Children crying, adults too. Down the cellar, the evacuees on the train, farewell said in one.
Gone to live in some strange place, hoping for a friendly face.
In the city, parents wait, just to hear their child's fate. Knowing that they have arrived, leaves you thankful that they have survived.
Memories are now not theirs to make, no hugs, no kisses, no birthday. Only painful losses theirs, parting sorrow, daily prayers.
Quick to drive them from their pity, rage beating on the city. Sirens screeching, chaos calls, thunderous noise as buildings fall.
Underground imagination, violence, birth, reverberation. Why, oh why, despair abounds, exit all as theory sounds. Yesterday for now is gone, still for life and peace lives on.
Thank you. That was lovely. For a start, I'd like to say how fantastic you all look. The attention to detail and the props you've got, very good. And I suspect that also reflects some hard work on behalf of your parents and on your teachers as well. So well done to everybody else who supported you in this performance. You look great, you sounded great. And what a lovely choice of poem. Now, if it was me doing a poetry competition, I know what I'd do, and I always choose something silly. But you chose something poignant and moving, and you delivered it beautifully. You did a really hard task, and you did it really, really well. So, fantastic performance, and thank you very much.
And now we have Norton Community Primary School.
Complex. The teachers all sit in the staff room. The teachers all drink tea. The teachers all eat chocolate. As cozy as can be. We have to go out at playtime unless we bring a nut. Or it's tipping down with rain. Or we haven't got a cut. We have to go at playtime, whether we like it or not, and freeze to death if it's freezing, and boil to death if it's hot. The teachers can sit in the staff room and have a cosy chat. We have to go out at playtime. Where's the fairness in that?
Well, as they say on the X Factor, it's a yes from me. Wasn't that fantastic? And I really love the way you took your time, you got very close to the microphones, and didn't that make a difference for us all to hear? And the acting, girls, was fantastic. You talk about expression, and you took your time. You know, I think your teacher's got a lot to be proud about there. Girls, you were brilliant. Well done. This is Norton Beadlam.
The day the dragon came to call, she ate the gate of the playground wall. Slate by slate, the roof annulled. The staff from gym and the entrance hall. Every class from big or small. So she's under the great. That's
absolutely cool. You're dragging away, you're dragging away, you're dragging away at school. Pupils panicked, teachers ran. She flew at them with a wide span. She slew a few and then began to chew through the lollipop man. 2-car cars and a transit van. Wow, she's ordinarily great. She's absolutely cool. You're dragging away, you're dragging away, you're dragging away at school. She bit the head of the head. She was sad that he was dead. As she fed, her chin went red, and then she swallowed the cycle shed. She's undeniably great. She's absolutely cool. You're dragging away, you're dragging away, you're dragging away at school.
That was wonderful. I love anything with dragons. But I also liked how you all really shared out the work of that. And either you were dragons and you did very good, that was excellent, or you read the poem and I thought you worked very well together. I loved the teamwork and I loved how well you read it. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that was good.
Next up we have Malton Primary School.
Xbox, you're the one for me. I also like the 3DS and the Nintendo Wii.
GameCube, Game Boy, Apple, iPod Touch. I never thought that I would be in love this much. Pac-Man, Sonic, Mario and Link. Your names are etched inside my mind in everlasting ink.
Run, jump, flip, hang, double jump and climb. That's all I want to do every second of my time.
This is true love. Yes, it's plain to see. Xbox, will you marry me?
I love poems that are about modern things, and I believe that you love. If you had come on and said, I love maths, will you marry me? I wouldn't have believed you, but I believed you about the Xboxes. You were well in sync. Really well done.
Now all the way from the Wolds we have scary looking Leavening Primary School.
Hubble, bubble, at the double, cooking pots, there up some trouble. Into my pot, there now must go leg of lamb and green frog's toe. Old men's socks, and dirt jeans, a rotten egg,
just stirred up my excitement even more. And again, I would like to say, the thought that goes into making your poetry, and everybody's performance tonight, the visual is really, really good. You've all thought about the fact you're going to be in front of an audience and going to be judged on something perhaps more than just the way you perform the words. So it's brilliant. I really enjoyed that. It was great fun. Thank you very much.
Langton Primary.
Hey everybody, let's write a rap. First there's rhythm, they all need to clap. Keep that rhythm and stay in time, because the rap needs rhythm and a good strong way. But what we write, I hear you shout, there ain't the rules for what a rap's about. You can rap about Robbie, you can rap about King, you can rap about chewed up piece of string, but you can rap about almost anything. You can rap about the ceiling, you can rap about the floor, you can rap about the window, you can rap about the door, you can rap about something that's meaning or positive, you can rap about wrapping up a Christmas present. You can rap about a mystery hidden in a box. You can rap about parents, smelly old socks. You can rap about something that's over and gone. You can rap about something that's going on and on and on. But when you think they're just stayed, nothing left to say, you can rap it all up and put it away. It's a rap, it's a rap, it's a rap, 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 rap.
Well, I had no idea that Langton was like that. I always thought it was a kind of nice village in the country. It's obviously a ghetto in the hood. What a fantastic performance. The energy, the togetherness, the bounce. And I think you really enjoyed that. Did you enjoy it? We did. Brilliant, Langton. Give them a big round of applause. This must be Kirby Moorside.
Nature's Numbers by John Cotton. One old observant owl. Two tame tickle trout. Three thirsty throated thrushes. 4 or 5 fan-tailed fish. 5 fantastically famous frogs. 6 swiftly swimming salmon. 8 engagingly eager eels. 9 nippy and neighbourly newts. 10 tenderly tiptoeing tortoises.
So involved in the poem, you read it well, you read it slowly. When I do a performance workshop, that's exactly how I want someone to read it. And you held nothing back, and I loved that. You put your heart into that, and you became the salmon. I mean, that was really good. Thank you very much, both of you. I really loved that. It was really good.
Now we just have 5 left, and we have, first of all, Helmsley Primary School. Welcome them.
I wish I'd looked after my teeth by Pam Ayres. Oh, I wish I'd looked after my teeth and spotted the danger beneath. All the toffees I've chewed and the sweet sticky food. Oh, I wish I'd looked after my teeth. I wish I'd been that much more willing when I had more tooth there than filling, to give up gobstoppers from respect to the choppers, and to buy something else from a shilling. When I think of the lollies I've licked, and licorice all sorts I've picked, sherbet dabs, big and little, all the hard peanut brittle, my conscience gets horribly pricked. My mother, she told me no end. If you've got a tooth, you've got a friend. I was young then and careless, my toothbrush was airless. I'd never much time to spend. Oh, I showed them the toothpaste all right. I flushed it about late at night. but up and down brushing and poking and fussing didn't seem worth the time. I could bite it. If I'd known I was paving the way to cavities, caps and decay. The murder of fillings, injections and drillings, I'd have thrown all my sherbet away. So I lie in the old dentist's chair, and I gaze of his nose in despair. And his drill, it dwine in these molars of mine, to amalgam, he'll say, for in that. How I laughed at my mother's false teeth, ha ha, as they foamed in the waters beneath. But now comes the reckoning, it's me they are beckoning. Oh, I wish I'd looked after my teeth.
Said that he prefers your version to the original by Pam Ayres, and I think when Pam Ayres dies, that would be a sad day. But someone will replace her now. Hurrah! What I would say is, you know, on the X Factor, sometimes they say keep one person in the group, get rid of the others, which is a bit harsh. Girls, your percussion was wonderful, but I'd have loved to hear your voices too in the chorus. I think that would have added even more to it. But what a wonderful central performance. Really, really well done.
And now we welcome Gillamore Primary School.
I've never heard the Queen sneeze.
I've never heard the Queen sneeze or seen her blow her nose. I've never seen her pick a spot or tread on someone's toes. I've never seen her slide upon a slippery piece of ice. I've never seen her frown and say,
This is jelly, it is not nice.
I've never seen her stick her finger in her royal and waxy ear. I've never seen her take it out and sniff and say,
Oh dear.
I've never seen her swap her jewels or play frisbee with her crown. I've never seen her spill her soup or drop porridge on her gown. So I wonder what she does when she sits at home alone, playing with her corgis and throwing them a bone. I bet they've heard the Queen sneeze and seen her blow her nose. I bet they've seen her pick a spot and tread on someone's toes. I bet they've seen her slide up on a slippery piece of ice. I bet they've seen her frown and say,
This is jelly, it is not nice.
I bet they've seen her stick her finger in her royal waxy ear. I bet they've seen her take it out and sniff and say,
Oh dear.
I bet they've seen her swap her jewels and play frisbee with her crown. I bet they've seen her spill her soup and drop porridge on her gown. So why can't I do all these things
Without being sent to bed.
or failing that, why can't I be made the Queen instead?
Well, I don't know whether Her Majesty would approve of the material, but I think that was a performance good enough for a Royal Command performance. That was excellent. I really enjoyed that. I particularly enjoyed the way you take a poem and you divide up between you what you're going to do. There was excellent division between it, and it was very funny. It was very well timed too. So excellent work. Thank you very much, girls.
Now joining us for the first time in the P Factor, one of the smallest schools in the area, we have Boston Primary.
Isabel met an enormous bear. Isabel didn't care. The bear was hungry, the bear was ravenous. The bear's big mouth was cruel and cavernous. The bear said, Isabel, glad to meet you. How do, Isabel, now I'll leave you. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She washed her hands and straightened up her hair. Then Isabel quietly ate back.
That's what we call a great finale. When somebody gets eaten by a bear. Well, no, somebody ate the bear. Fantastic. You looked a bit nervous, and yet when you did it so carefully, and I love your acting, you two. Fantastic. Well done, Foster. Buckthorpe.
The Purple Pigs of Pluto by Andy Sheed.
The purple pigs of Pluto
Are as larger jumbo jets.
they eat rocks and dust and satellites,
Keep astronauts as pets.
The purple pigs of Pluto
Go dancing out at noon.
they wear suits and boots and parachutes.
And yodel out of tune.
The purple pigs of Pluto
Inside in gloomy craters.
where they dream of stars and chocolate bars.
Served up with mashed potatoes.
The purple pigs of Pluto
Have but wonders out from birth.
that travel a lot, and guess what?
They're thinking of coming to Earth.
Always a good idea to play up to the judge. I love it. No, actually, that's actually a very good poem, so I really enjoyed it. I
Great
love
poem, great poem.
He seems to really like this poem, Mr. C does. And no, I really liked it, and plus I actually get to say the name of your school, which is Bugthorpe. I love that name, it's fantastic. That was really good, it was done with really good timing, and thank you very much. It was really excellent. Thanks a lot.
And now, last of all, but certainly not least, we have two girls from a Motherby Primary School.
Maths My Way by Harold Diggory Shields. Maths my way. 2 plus 2 makes 22. Same bird say that this is true, but teachers say she's very sure that 2 plus 2 adds up to 4. 3 plus 3 makes 33. That's the way it ought to be. But the teacher says the answer's 6. Don't know, I must be a trick. 4 plus 4 makes 44. Not any less, not any more. The teacher just can't get it straight. She keeps on saying the answers say, I'll give up. I'll go along. I'll do who made all this is wrong. But in my heart, I know it's true. It's 22.
Such a brilliant rhythm that you really kept going. And it's funny that you did a maths poem when I said earlier that I wouldn't believe the lads if they had said they like maths. I believed utterly for a few moments that maths was the best, coolest thing in the world. You made it cool. Well done, you two.
And now I'd like to invite up onto the stage our special guest who's going to award the prizes. It is the Mayor of Malton, Joan Lawrence. I'll tell you what, it was difficult last year, the first year we did the P Factor, but this year it was phenomenally difficult. The children were brilliant. It is so hard to stand up here and perform, and I thought all of them were wonderful. The energy, the enjoyment. I could tell they'd really enjoyed learning those poems. It was fantastic. Anyway, these schools were so close but didn't quite get there. St Mary's, we thought you were excellent. St Benedict's were so close. And Leavening and Helmsley, they all get an honourable mention. Runners up, so well done. But our actual runners-up and award winners for second place overall are Langton Primary School. So come on, Langton. Where are you? That was the fabulous rap, if you remember. Such energy, we loved it. Give them a massive round of applause. The winners, we thought, all of us thought that they were exceptional. The decision was unanimous. And it gives me great pleasure to say the winners of the P Factor 2013 are Norton Community Primary School.